I'm very excited about today's food review because although this is stuff that's absolutely not great for me when it comes to the quality of these items, I just stopped seeing them at regular places. But then I visited this place and I thought, oh my goodness, these candies actually do still exist. And I remember that the family to these kinds of candies I had seen at a shop out there at the beach, and I thought of course the beach would have something like this. I thought I would let you guys see some of the candies that I remember from way back in the day and what kind of thoughts and memories they brought back. Oh, the very one that I wanted to talk about immediately. The little tiny ass gummy burger things. These are a Fruity Mini Burgers gummy candy. Let's see. Yep, it's made with a ton of things that nobody should eat, but I can make exceptions. The one thing that I'm most concerned with is the gelatin, because since I don't do pork, I'm not supposed to have anything with gelatin. But who's to say that this one isn't like half pork, half beef, or maybe it's just beef? So, I'm aware. I just remember I loved them because I thought they were cute. They were just adorable and really intriguing. And I totally remember what they taste like. I just thought that they were fun to have way back in the day. Yup, they still smell exactly as I remember them. They smell like the sharks, which this is the family member I was thinking about. The sharks have the same kind of smell. And as a kid, my biggest question was always, do I take a bite like this? Like one side at a time? What I would do is eat one piece at a time. So eat the bun by itself, then eat the second part, which would be the green and the yellow, and then the bottom portion. Other times, I would try to eat every single layer, sink my teeth into the green part, and then scoop that out with my teeth, and then the yellow part, and then the red part, and of course it never worked out. It never looked good. I just remember that this tiny thing, it always intrigued me so much. The texture, it's still what I remember, and it's been about over 20 years since I've seen these things. It's crazy. And I never realized how detailed that lettuce part actually is. I don't remember that. For some reason, I remember them being flatter. Yeah, I don't remember this at all. Those marks in there, but hey, it still smells the same. But I like how it looks much more realistic than I remember. Now, the texture of the bun, I certainly remember it being bumpy like that. Today, I think I'm going to go with eating it like I used to. I kind of want to press it and take a bite out of it like that. But I think I'll just go one piece at a time to see if I detect any flavor differences. They are as gummy as I remember. Crazy. They still taste exactly like what I remember. Okay, the bun part had its own unique flavor. This has its own flavor too. This is like a little bit more fruity. Yeah, for sure. Fruity. Now let's see what's last piece. Yeah, this last piece tasted about the same as the bun part. Now I can confirm that I think the point of this tiny burger is that I'm supposed to press on it and then take a bite out of it like that, so that the flavor of the top and bottom layers marries the flavor from the middle, and then it'll have its own unique flavor. I think because I loved this so much, it was probably my favorite candy at the time. I like to eat it in pieces like that so that it would last me longer. But it never dawned on me that they all tasted different. But yeah, this was a very good throwback. That's for sure. This thing. This used to be an alternative fruit roll-up option for me, but definitely not as good as the roll-up. This one is significantly more sugary in texture than the roll-up. I have no idea how it is when it comes to the grams of sugar. Definitely has a ton. This roll is 140 calories with 20 grams of sugar. And yep, it has those crazy artificial colors. This, I'm undoubtedly not gonna eat all of it, but we're gonna examine it, open it up and examine it. It looks like this. It is a roll. And I remember that I would, of course, stretch it out and eat it in pieces. Yep, this one I remember was kind of sticky. This one's not really sticky. Maybe I'm mistaking it for something else. Or maybe it's because I used to let it sit in my tongue for a little bit so that the sugar grains could drop. I would eat the candied part. Let's see how this goes. Right. I'm remembering how this is not as good as that roll-ups or the fruit by the foot, whatever it's called. This one just has a really strange bubble gummy aftertaste. And this is supposed to be cherry flavored. They also had a blue color. I'm guessing it was blue raspberry. And I think they had a grape flavor as well. I should have gone with the grape one, if I'm remembering the flavors right. I feel like I saw a purple, a blue, and the green. I'm imagining the green one was an apple one. But the reason I picked cherry is because when it comes to that, cherry is usually the safest bet for me. But in real life, I'm not into cherries like that. Real life meaning fruits. This isn't bad, but I cannot say I would get it again. So it's making me want to like take a big bite out of it from the sides to like get it over with. So this is going to take me a while to knock out, but I'm going to take another bite just to see if I have some more thoughts. Of course, it has an extremely chewy texture. This is one of those things that maybe I could get once every couple of years or so. But maybe it's because I picked the flavor that maybe wasn't the best based on my current taste. But like I said in the beginning, I remember that this was never as good as the roll-up, which is what I was anticipating. I didn't really feel too wowed about this one from the start. But I remember that once in a while, it was a good alternative for me. No regrets here. I have the sibling, I guess, to the burger. And I don't know if it was psychological, but this one, I certainly did not have it as many times as the burger. And I could swear that the burger one tasted better. So let's see if I can smell a difference from the start. Okay, I certainly smell a difference. I'm gonna pull it apart and I'll show you guys in that manner. Yeah, I totally remember this. It's supposed to be like a hot dog. And I'm gonna go one piece, this piece, and then this piece. I'm gonna start with this one. That side tasted about the same as the bottom bun from the burger, which makes sense. I feel like the texture of it, it felt a little bit thicker to chew through. That green side reminded me of the middle part of the bun from the burger, but it wasn't as brightly flavored. It's as if it has a little bit of a citrusy flavor, really faint, a hint of it. Well, in this one, it was a little bit more mitigated. But I wonder if it's because maybe that's what this yellow part is. Let's see if this tastes any different. There is a difference in flavor. Very subtle, but enough for me to be like, I can only go for the burger. This one just didn't taste as bright. Because these are artificial colors and flavors and all that, it's not really like I can compare it and be like, oh, it has cinnamon, it has lemon, it has that type of thing. But whatever flavor this is artificially, I prefer the burger one better. And I also prefer the chewing experience of the burger more. This one, I feel like I have to bite down on it a little harder. And that's what I remember happened as well years ago. Something about it is just different. I didn't pick a lot of things. I'm not into candies like this. This, I don't remember very well. Sun-Kissed Fruit Gems. And it looks like this. It's not hard. It's pretty squishy. I don't like hard, tough candies like Jolly Ranchers. They taste amazing, but I have to let them melt because I just don't feel comfortable with biting them down. And considering the thinning I have going on in my teeth, I know something like that would destroy them. So this, I don't remember it being that great, but I picked it up just to see if it was as not great as I remember. Oh God, yeah, I remember the smell. I feel like these are the ones I associated with medicine. I'm just gonna have the whole thing. Awful. When it comes to texture, it's great. It's soft, not as sticky as the burger and hot dog gelatin thing I just had. This one is a significantly softer a bite. It feels like it's just melting as you chew on it, whereas these are the ones you have to kind of fight against it. But the flavor itself, it's like very reminiscent of medicine. I'm not wild about it. Now this one is crazy. I don't remember ever having the watermelon version of this, but I remember having the orange and the lemon kind. And I remember that these were not too great. But let's see if it's as bad as that medicine thingy I just had. I feel like this one is not as bad, but it could be bad. And this is a brand new flavor for me, so let's see what this one's packing. I'm only gonna do half of it. Okay, this one is a significantly better time than that medicine thing I just had. This one actually does taste like artificial watermelon. That medicine thing, no idea what that was. I'm gonna call it cherry, but this at least resembles the shape that it takes. I feel like because I'm into watermelons now, that's why I'm digging this flavor. Jolly Ranchers watermelon candy was also a fairly good taste as well, but not as good as cherry and not as good as the blue raspberry. This one I could consider getting again. It has the same texture as that medicine thing where it's, sure, you feel the sugar crystals, but the gummy part of it is a soft kind of gummy. It's not the kind of gummy that you just chew and chew and chew, and it doesn't seem like it's getting any smaller. This one feels a little meltier as you chew through it. Pretty nice. I would consider trying the orange one and the lemon one, even though I know it probably wouldn't be as good as this one. I have a choice now. And then finally, this one is still available as far as I know. I haven't really paid attention to candies when I go out. Come to think of it, I haven't noticed it in recent times. But this, they had the red color, the green color that they usually roll out during the holidays. But yeah, these are Hershey's Kisses. I highly doubt that these aren't made anymore. These were probably my favorite go-to chocolate because they were just easy to deal with. Not messy. They felt like they were portion controlled. They always smelled nice to me. But there's no way that this is as good as the chocolates I tend to go out for now. Still smells like what I remember. And my favorite thing to do with these was just let it sit in my mouth and let it melt. The last time I had one of these, it had to be the year 2006. And I remember that because that's around the time my grandma was here visiting us for the holidays. It was her first visit. Yep. They taste like what I remember. It's not a bad flavor. I never liked the ones that had almond in them. Nowadays I can eat chocolates with almond, but I try not to. It's just not as good. I'm a very simple person. I prefer for it to be plain. Although I find the flavor good, it takes me back to those days. I don't think I need to go out for it again. I grabbed it specifically for the sake of this review, but that's it, you guys. I'm done. I have nothing else going on here. How do I feel about all these? The little tiny burgers, maybe I could go for one every 5 years or so. The roll-up looking thingy, definitely, I could consider a different flavor, but I know I don't need to get it again. The hot doggy thingy, I don't need to get it again. The Hershey's Kisses, there's a variety of chocolates now that I'm into that beat the hell out of that one. Therefore, I can't see myself ever personally buying any of those. And the little watermelon thingy, it's family members. Although I could consider them and try them for the sake of going back into those times, I don't feel compelled to, because I feel like they're not gonna be as good as the watermelon one. And even though the watermelon one is good, it's just that weird flavor it has going on because it's very artificially flavored. I'm really tasting that very strongly. And even with the baby burger, of course, it's just like that, man. I'm just not into those things now. I'm thinking back to those times and I'm like, I had no idea what was in store for me when it comes to the good stuff. Now I'm wishing that I would have known the stuff that I know now, so that when I had my taste capacity, I would have either enjoyed those sooner or maybe been introduced to them and realized that I don't like it, but maybe I would have liked those and I would have never been into these other things instead, if that makes sense. There you guys have it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know if you were familiar with any of those that I featured. What are your memories about them? What kind of candies do you go out for? What you just saw, as my channel probably hints, it's not candies that I really go out for. I believe this is my first candy review of this type. Honestly, I'm hoping that it's my last one because, again, none of these really made me feel wild. I was excited about the mini burger because it took me back to those times, but its actual impact on me when it comes to the quality, the flavor, and overall feeling, not great. And my stomach is kind of beginning to feel strange now. It's just not something I go out for. The only thing that resembles candy that I do now is smoothies and the milkshakes, and the occasional chocolate bar, maybe twice a year. But outside of that, this is not my way to overload on sugar. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.